All right. Okay. Hi, Nos, Ash. We're back
Hi.
live, ne?
All right.
So we're recording the session in case it doesn't, the audio doesn't get through again. So it's fine because we can always load up the recordings or the visuals thereafter. Music Culture will be joining us anytime now. He's still getting his laptop up. Tapelo Flip Mac is also on his way. He's trying to log in, but the network challenges are dealing with him. But let's hope that he'll be able to overcome that. Zama, okay, is also getting ready. I think her laptop let her down, but she's trying to log in via her phone. Uh, Massive, I think we can start because the show has to go on. So my name is Shota Z, and I'm just a reggae fan. And welcome to the show. It's week 2 of the reggae lockdown sessions. Last week, which was week 1, it was all about the music, the rhythm and dancing, featuring DJ Pepe, Skeleton Blazer, Rain Africa, and Bada Bada on the mic. That session is still there. The full episode is still there on the People of the Sun production page. You can scroll down and then get to the show. These talks are made possible by the Department of Arts and Culture, People of the Sun Production, and Negas Entertainment. And then we'll be doing these lockdown sessions every week. As I've said, we started last week. So this week is the talks. Next week will be another item. You know, reggae and dancehall is all about different elements. You know, we have the dancing elements, we have the selection elements, we have the singers, the toasters, and we also have reasoning, you know. Hence, we are here today to come and reason as the dancehall fans. Because over the past few weeks, we've had talk sessions hosted by different people, whereby other role players within the dancehall fraternity had to say their say. We had selectors, artists, promoters, radio pluggers, you know, event hosts. They had their say. So we feel as fans, it seems like our voices, you know, are not being heard. And we are the consumers of reggae music, right? Like every day we are at the parties, you know, every day we are on Spotify, on Apple Music, you know, or MP3s, you know, getting music, listening to music. So it's about time that we as fans also have our caucus, as I said earlier. So as I said, my name is Shota Z. I'm just a reggae fan, and today I'm joined by my fellow comrades who are also reggae fans. We have the Gaza girl herself, Nozipo. Yeah, all the way from K and the Z and the N.
Yeah.
I'm also joined from the north. I'm not sure if you are which north you are in the Alex North or something North. But Eshma is also here, the
The
birthday girl.
same thing.
Hopefully, we'll get a chance to sing for her later on. Ash
The
is here,
birthday.
and then we are also joined by Music Culture. I see his government name is there. Those who didn't know his government name is Tepang. So he's also, so he's also joining us now. So I'm going to give, I'm not sure I will go, I think I'll go alphabetically, you know, just a brief introduction, you know, well, you know, you are just a reggae fan, but, you know, you are also someone, you know what I mean? So just a brief intro, and while at it, just tell us, you know, how you came across dancehall or reggae, you know, how did you fall in love with reggae? Did reggae find you or did you find reggae? So I'll start with the Gaza girl, Nozipo.
Yes. Thanks, Shota. No Sipo with an S. No Sipo is my name.
All right.
Yes. The Gaza girl. Yeah, I'm originally from Durban, but yeah, I spent quite a number of years in Jersey, about 10 years in Jersey. I've always been somebody who loves reggae. Reggae has been a part of my upbringing, and then I discovered dancehall. I think the introduction in mainstream dancehall was via Sean Paul, because he was the only one who we could see live. And I always used to have the songs on repeat, and I used to be like, no, man, this genre, I love this genre. So I fell in love with dancehall, and when I got to Jersey, that's something that I explored fully. Yeah, I love dancehall. I love
Yeah.
vibes kata. I love popcorn.
Gaza.
I love the local. I love the local scene as well. I love how the local scene is trying to push a little bit of dancehall. So yeah, that's me. My mother as well, a mother of one. I'm trying my best to ensure that I play clean versions for my
Yeah,
daughter
yeah,
because
yeah.
she also loves it.
No
She
PP,
loves
no
it.
pum pum. I'm saying.
No, we can't. We can't go into pum pum, but yeah, she loves it. So I'm trying to make sure that I download some clean tracks because yeah, when we're driving, yeah, she loves dance as well. So yeah,
No,
thanks for having me on, Shota.
salute to that. Then yeah, welcome. The next person, Ash. Just briefly, who is Ash, and also how did you bump into reggae and dancehall?
Well, basically, okay, Ash, a mother of two, beautiful boy and girl. How I found dancehall actually is so bizarre. I always had it in me, right? But I hid it because Abanyabantu didn't like it. Then it was one of those, I had a friend, Lukhali Alex, and she was like, it was one of those random days, like, friend, let's try something new. Then we tried out the Vasapas. Yes, I was hooked from day one. I never left. I stopped the hip hop. I stopped the house. I stopped everything.
Yeah.
Like dancehall's become like life. It's me,
Yeah.
It was
Okay. There's a
I want to be listening to Avo. I want to listen to something else. I lost you there.
yes. Your audio is delayed and cut somewhere. So maybe move around. Maybe shake something there. Hopefully to come right. But while we are waiting for Ash to sort out her audio, let's just move on to music culture. Mfana kuphuking wagwan Shota.
How's it?
Yeah, easy man. So
Hey, bro.
who's music
Yeah, like
culture?
my music culture, it's Sepamo Ahi, born in Pretoria, grew up in Rustenburg and in Alex. So how I got into dancehall is that when I moved to Alex after my matric, because I was studying at UJ, I met Mba as the teacher. That's how I got introduced to dancehall. So I always tell people that the reason why I listen to reggae and dancehall is Temba Adi teacher. He's one of the guys who actually took me to Tando. My first visit to Tando, I was with Temba.
Okay.
This was probably 1999 or 2000.
Yeah.
So it's more like he introduced me to dancehall, to reggae. He made me understand what is a rhythm. At some point I was a big Vibes Cartel fan, but things changed along the way because me and him, we always had our own differences. So
yeah.
So in a nutshell, how I got introduced into dancehall and reggae and the scene itself. Obviously, like your Carfax, your baseline, I was always following. Yeah.
Yeah. Big ups to that. Okay. So I always wanted to ask this question, right, to the dancehall fans. As a dancehall fan family, this is our small caucus. So there's this complaint that we as fans, especially dancehall fans, we don't keep time at events. Why do you guys love arriving late at events? I'm asking this because I've seen, in the past that the show starts at 6, right? And then 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the dance floor is empty. The promoter stressing, this show is a flop. Maybe I should cancel the whole thing. But come 11 p.m., everyone starts flooding. You know what I mean? Flooding.
Yes.
Is it because you guys don't want to maybe pay for drinks? You just want to get there and then, buy one beer and then it's over? Or I don't know, you're working with the trainer? Yeah.
It's dancehall as the music. You know, if you dance into dancehall, it's a little bit provocative. Yeah, but must try.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're always moving our waistline 9-9. You know, when it's a bit too early and you know the lights are on lights, we can't really move and express ourselves to the music comfortably.
Okay.
So
See.
it's much better when it's like, so it's much better when it's like, you know, Mama 10, 11, you know, good I know. You see Jaliwe, Lovers Rock. You see
Yeah.
Jaliwe, it's time for dance on now. It's about to go down, so we can, you know, do the splits. In peace.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that. You know, because
okay, but easy. I got a different view to that.
Yes.
Primarily, when you look at taking out the dancehall and the reggae scene, right? So let's generalize in terms of music in South Africa as a whole. Don't you think it's a cultural thing, regardless of which genre you're focusing on? For argument's sake, if you do pop bottles, you rock up around 5 o'clock, around 6 o'clock, it's empty.
Yeah.
Up around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, then all of a sudden it's packed.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel it's not a dancehall or a hip hop thing or a house thing. It's a
culture.
Yeah, it's a culture thing. That's how. I don't know if that's how we were made, or that's how we, or that's how we think, or but it's a cultural thing.
No, I feel it, because my argument is always to say, you know what, you know, in every culture we need to change things. Because I always feel so, especially for selectors that play early, you know, play into an empty dance floor, and the stress that the promoters go through. So I was hoping, you know, as dancehall fans, I always encourage my face, let's try to get early there. I know sometimes, you know, 11 o'clock things turn up, but just to support, especially those up and coming dancehall selectors, and also just to show love, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, you know, it's on us, you know, as dancehall fans, you know, to start, you know, pushing this new culture of every selector that plays, every artist that performs, they get the proper support, because the what you call, it's sort of a motivation to them as well, you know. But okay, I was waiting for Ash audio. I'm not sure if you can hear us now, Ash. Can you say something?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, and then let's do you want to add on that, Ash, or we can move on?
I'm here.
Okay, you want to add on the issue of you arriving late at the dancehall parties?
No, I actually agree with everybody, but on my side, it's also a matter of like if a music culture is playing at 12, I mean I'm coming at 12 or quarter to 12, and everybody has that thing. And there's always, I'm not trying to badmouth anyone, but usually our culture, they are boring. They are boring. I'm not trying to be funny. They are boring. Sorry. I'm honest. Lovers Rock at 5 o'clock on a Saturday.
You know?
I don't.
I'm about that life too.
You understand? It's a Saturday. I've been drinking. I'm having, and then I must go now be with my boyfriend. No.
Oh, okay.
You know, we can do that after. You know?
Yeah. No, I feel you. But as I was saying, you know, it's we need to build each other. You know, build the selectors. It doesn't matter if you're work or whatever. You know, I understand we're consumers of the product, and we have to be honest.
But easy. Let me ask a simple question, right? Can it be based on favoritism as to who rocks you? Because what I've picked up in dancehall is that it depends who's playing at what time.
Yeah.
You know, you've got those well identified, sort of well-known DJs, and I can see you, if you take that selector and you put them at 5 o'clock, chances are you're gonna have an audience for 5 o'clock, because
so, from what I'm hearing is that, you know, the promoters or the event hosts, they need to change sort of how they do things, because I think the last time there was this thing, you know, ladies get in free for, I'm not sure if it's still there, the culture before 10, before 9. I know back in the OST days, it used to be the culture that ladies free before 9, and we know by 9 at least OST is packed. But I've seen now, like currently, we're no longer seeing that. People offering people free drinks, you know, we're no longer seeing that. So hopefully the organizers of events are watching or listening, and then we'll get into consideration that yes, we do want to come in early as fans, but at the same time, you know, why are we coming early? We can't come early to sit down because the selector is boring or there's nothing enticing to get us there, you know. So yeah, I feel you. Okay, let's move on now to the next issue, you know, which is very close to my heart, especially for us dancehall fans. It seems like, you know what, we are not giving enough support to local reggae artists. Why I'm saying that, you know, you look at hip hop, you look at someone like I know they've made it, but you look at someone like AKA, you look at someone like Caspar Nyovest. They have that sort of a fan base that always sticks with them. You know, whether Caspar releases a whack song or a hit song, that there's that group of fans, they call them stans. They will always be there on Caspar's corner. If Caspar say, I'm doing a tour to Durban, Cape Town, wherever, those fans follow him everywhere they go. Whatever live performance that these artists have, you know, we know those fans are always going to be there. But Tina in reggae, it's like, no, I'm not, you know, we're not giving that. I mean, is it something that we as fans can change, or is there something that prevents us from being stans? You know, can I be a stan of Momo Dread? Like I can even tattoo Momo's name on my forearm. Is there that reggae that local reggae artist? Maybe Dillinger, you say Dillinger. Yeah, yes. I know we have our favorite artists, but why are we not standing hard for them?
No, it's not that we don't have time for them as well. We know, obviously, you spoke about AKA, you spoke about hip hop, which is a very big genre. This is reggae dancehall. Reggae dancehall it's a small market, it's a niche market.
But we want to grow it, remember?
Of course we do. And the only way to grow it is to introduce our friends to it, you know, like keep pushing it, you know, leave all the other music behind and just, you know, stick to dancehall. But, you know, we can't exactly be stans if, one, the artist is not releasing tracks or new material on a timely basis. And two, we can't be stans if the artist that we so praise and we want to support is going to, you know, show up in an event and just like perform for free instead of, you know, building his fan base and performing for an amount to make himself exclusivity. So, you know, it depends. We can't be stans. Am I right or am I wrong, guys?
Let's see.
So my take is to grow a brand, you need capital. To get capital, you need sponsors.
Yeah.
To get sponsors, you need marketing.
Right.
To get marketing, you need PR. To get PR, you get a well-established PR company.
Yeah.
Remember, if you look at Caspar Nyovest is Caspar Nyovest because of the team behind him. But in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that there's a person who's responsible for his Twitter account, a person who's responsible for his Facebook account. There's a person who negotiates endorsement on his behalf. There's a person who's always making sure that his music is out there. There's a person who's always making sure that Caspar Nyovest does get the relevant sponsors. Do we have that in dancehall? No, we don't.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next step is like, how do we get that?
Yeah.
Because reggae it's a small community, but what I've picked up is that people that are sitting in the outside, they can read from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
As much as there's too much beef in the hip hop industry, but there's alliances.
Yeah.
You know that where there's Caspar Nyovest, you're bound to find someone. That person is. In the dancehall, in the reggae industry in South Africa, it's everyone for himself.
True that.
People are in it to prove a point. It's like the industry or the music, we in it to prove a point.
Yeah.
So how do we create that unity? I mean, you've seen it with the DJs. I don't count myself. I know I'm a DJ, but this is me talking from a fan, taking out the DJ in me. Yeah. Some of us, we had to switch from dancehall to hip hop because what we picked up is that dancehall gigs, they don't pay. Hip hop pay. So how do we align that? How do we make sure that that thin line we bridge it?
Yes.
And we're talking here, and it's a free and open discussion. I've said this from day one. You were there. Do not compete with Admiral and Jasid. Don't.
Yeah.
Those guys, they are a brand on their own. If you get into the industry to compete with those guys, you're bound to fail.
Definite.
You're bound to fail. So what I've picked up is that most guys, they in it to try and go against those two guys. Those guys are connected. They've got their own radio show. What comes with the radio show? Sponsorship.
Okay.
So people must identify their own uniqueness as to what makes them unique. What can they sell to people, and how do they take it forward? That's my 5 cents.
Yeah, I like what you're saying at the beginning, that these established brands like our Casper, they have teams around them. They have people who do different things around them, because it's one of the discussion points. I noted that those people that you're saying they are a team behind our Casper, they are not necessarily artists. Some of them are not even into hip hop, and then they are just professional in their own spaces. And even us here in the reggae fraternity, we have people like in their own spaces professionally who do branding. There are people who do marketing.
Public relations.
There are people who are into PR, into comms, communication. There are people in the finance, spheres. Those people are still dancehall fans, right? At the end of the day. So, I mean, why me, I know where I work, maybe for instance, I'm just making an example, I'm a marketing manager, why can I bring those skills into dancehall, so that we can grow our artists, because we can sit here and say, okay, artists, they don't know PR, artists don't know marketing, they don't know branding, but I think it's also up to us on the outside, outsiders in, from the artist perspective, who can advise them, say, look, my guy, I'm a PR at a multinational company. I can help you with this PR thingy. You don't have to pay me, maybe.
But I'll have to cut you then. It's a two-way street. You can advise, but you cannot enforce.
You can't make a horse drink. Yes.
Yeah, you can advise. I'll give you an example. I once told someone, it's like, dude, you're becoming huge. I don't understand why when you create bookings, you're still using a Gmail account. I'm in an IT set.
Yeah.
You're professional. You create your own domain. You Nchema. For bookings, send email to bookings@nchema.co.za.
Yes.
To start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do business proposals, companies, they can actually see that this guy is professional. For me personally, if you do bookings with a Gmail account, I don't take you serious. Especially if you consider yourself a professional artist. I don't take you.
True
So
that.
the point that I'm making is that you can talk to them, but their ego is clouding.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yo.
No, I hear you. So, Noisy, but do you think that there's a way to nice our fans, who can bring our skills in order to uplift our artists? Without expecting anything.
The thing is, like as Tepang said, there's egos involved. I think what I found out when I was there is that when I was in Jozi is that artists prefer to allow things to be as they are because I guess it has worked for them or it's working for them. Yeah. Me, I've also got talents. I'm also, I'm a professional. I'm a fan of reggae dancehall.
Yes.
I love productions. I love live productions, but because sometimes we don't have top quality productions here in South Africa, I have to travel. I travel and I go to festivals. I went to a festival in Spain last year, a reggae and dancehall festival, because I want some top quality. And then I came back, and then I had a couple of people asking me about how can we also make sure that we like do some sort of a festival or an event that will draw people instead of having to travel for it, So I advise someone. I only give advice to people who want to know.
We advise.
We can't just force people to take your points with you, but it's really important to be a brand. It's really important to have people behind you, especially on social media.
Yes, I've seen some interactions on Facebook which are like they are cringe with, like, yo. So I guess
summer nominees. You can't expect summer nominees to be having to be entertaining comments on Facebook. Well, if you're a summer nominee, you should take yourself seriously. I mean, that's a very big thing. But you get these artists, like nitpicking on certain comments.
Yes.
Or,
Hey.
fighting for no reason. But they're professional.
Yes. Ash, I'm not sure if your sound is sorted now. Can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So different issues have been raised. I'm not sure if you had some of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ash, I think she's still battling with a network. Hey, Ash.
Yeah.
Okay, she's still battling with the network. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you're coming and going. Eh? Maybe find a nice spot and just sit there. Yeah, I think where you are at the moment is better. Okay, so I think music culture is one issue. Yeah, we can hear you. We'll come back to you, ne, just in a bit. I just wanna, highlight one of the things that music culture raised was that, in hip hop and other, like whether it's amapiano, artists seem to be working together, and then that's also help alleviate their brands. Like if maybe Casper has a show, we know who's going to be there. I mean, I don't think he's still in good terms with Ricky Rick, but back in the days, we knew that wherever Casper goes, Ricky Rick will be there. And then that helped the brand of Ricky Rick. But also, my initial question, as I was saying, like as fans, what prevents us, to be stands of reggae fans? I understand, they're still up and coming, right? Some of them are still up and coming, but I think in the past 5 years or 4 years, we have had artists who put energy into their product. They're giving us good quality product. The production has improved. The lyrical content and relatability, you no longer listen to South African artists and you're thinking, is this guy from Jamaica? Is he from the Caribbean? At least artists are now trying their best to sound South African as much as they can. And then, which is something that, we as reggae fans, we need to appreciate and then work from there. Okay, I see your hand there, music.
So it's a two-way street. You can make good quality, but how do you market your good quality? It's a tricky situation. When you look at Powertainment, what they did with Bongo Riot.
Yeah.
Like those guys, they put in left, right, and center. They
yes.
You call like a true definition of marketing.
Yeah.
To an extent where that guy actually got a Summer Award. Now you've got other artists just make their music available on Facebook.
Yes.
And that's it.
Right. Yeah.
And some of them, when you ask them, remember, we as DJs, we there to promote your music. Like in SA hip hop, every week I get new releases before it hits the radio because I'm subscribed as part of the DJs. But what I've picked with your local reggae dancehall artists, they're very selective. It's like if they don't know you, you're not gonna see their music. And the sad part is that the people that get their music, they don't play their music.
Yeah. Okay.
So the argument is, how do they make their music available on a larger scale?
Yes. Yeah,
but it's Fanta. Don't look at it's Bobo. Don't look at this copper shot. Don't look at this person. Look at this person is asking you for your music as a DJ.
Okay.
Because if you look at, I don't know if you know DJ, it's got a website called Northside, where all the local hip hop guys, they make their music available.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like I've seen their site. I know my piano, their specific website where new music you get it there. No, I'm not sure if you wanted to add on that. Okay,
accessibility is very important. Being able to find.
Okay, I think noise audio is getting a bit delayed. Ash, you can say something at last.
Utsepang has basically said it as is.
Yeah.
It's exactly as it is. But then another thing that everyone leaves out is this egos thing.
Yeah.
How are you going to get anywhere if you
Yo.
saying when Uban. If they don't know you, they're not going to you which I could get you to the top. Ask me who. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I think I had a bit of what you were saying. So the issue that arises is that there's a lot of egos among artists towards the fans.
Big time, man. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
Straight.
I mean,
That's why they're not.
from RJs to OST.
Yeah, that's why they're not making.
To all
Yes.
this event that we attend.
Since-
It's all about
Okay.
egos.
Yes. Well, I'm hoping the artists are listening because this is a feedback session, from the fans to the artists.
Are we live somewhere?
Yes, I believe you are live.
Yo.
But no,
my
don't
gosh.
worry. We are recording the session because we had issues with the live feed. So the plan is that after the session, we're going to load it on live. So we are not live
Can
yet.
you edit it? Can you edit first?
Yeah,
no, there's no editing.
He said what he said.
No
But
sugarcoating.
no sugarcoating, because you know what? As fans, we need to start being honest. You know what I mean? With the artists, because
Honest.
this is our
Yes.
brand. We've been
No,
crying
they
that.
must know.
We are
we've been-
consumers.
Exactly. So trying to sugarcoat things is the reason why we believe our music is not being elevated or going to the level where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I ask a simple question?
yeah.
How many of our local reggae dancehall artists are on airplay? Commercial, mainstream,
On where?
on radio?
Minimal.
Well, I know
Minimal.
maximum stars are always on Channel O and MTV Base.
No, let's talk
How about
radio,
radio?
not TV.
Okay.
Let's
I'm not
Not
sure about.
everyone's got access to Channel O because
Radio.
Channel O is a paid channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember because every time I listen
Bongo
to.
Riot,
Okay. Yeah, Bongo Riot.
we
But
hear
every
him
time.
on Lockdown. Bongo Riot, we hear some of his songs on that Lockdown series that plays, and even on the radio with Gang of Instrumentals. I mean, he's somebody that I can see is just like mainstream for us.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's nobody else for me.
Yes, but you see, that's another thing because some of the artists that we have, well, it's my personal view. I don't think they have a right team behind them. The team that will push them, because I feel we have a lot of artists, in my opinion, who should be like up there. They can give a lot of hip hop artists and then Afro sound artists or Afro pop artists a run for their money. I mean, you take people like Momo Dread. I mean, this guy, man, is talented. It's like every time I listen to Momo Dread, I feel like crying because not because of his performance, but I feel like this guy should be far. You know what I mean? Should be one of the main guys in South Africa. When you talk about something so way to Momo Dread should be up there with our something so way to. So I always say, when I'm talking on the corner, I don't feel most of our reggae artists locally, they have the right team behind them who can push them, who can, hustle for them, who can, bend over for them so that they can be where they are supposed to be. Hence, I was saying maybe it's up to us as fans, to try looking at that. We say, okay, I can't be a selector. I don't have a talent to sing. I don't have the means to be a promoter. But maybe, I can make connections on the side, so to help the reggae artists maybe to get somewhere. I can network on their behalf, to start plugging them where they're supposed to be. I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
The thing is, as you said, we are here right now because we are reggae fans, we are reggae consumers.
Yes.
We're not reggae practitioners. We're not reggae PR artists. We are consumers. We like to consume art. So if the art should be given to us. I don't think there's much we can do as fans. As we said, we spoke about it. I don't think there's much we can do. We can simply advise if you ask for it, because the heads are big, but I don't think there's much we can do. So don't put the blame on us, Takun.
Okay. No.
So easy. Another thing you need to take into consideration, and this is what I've always said to people. Most of people that are in the reggae industry, be it selectors, be it artists, be it promoters.
Yeah.
in a way, they tend to show this sense of entitlement. It's like when a newbie, they don't know you. They don't even,
Gatekeeping.
Yes.
but why? Why
Yep.
you do that? I mean, if you look at hip hop, there's a guy, Costa Teach. That guy, he came out of nowhere. There's a Kitini. Kitini came out of nowhere. And they made it in the market.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at your reggae, your dancehall thing, it's like they don't allow new talent to break through.
There's not much to grab at. That's the thing. The market is so small. There's not much to grab at.
Yeah, but okay.
This thing of having five dancehall sessions in one weekend.
Imagine.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't help.
No, I agree. But remember, but how are we going to grow this market? You know, because there's this thing that, you know, if you miss a session on Thursday at baseline, for example, maybe not baseline, maybe say in Clady, you miss a dancehall session in Clady on Thursday. You know, whatever you miss on Thursday, you can always get on Friday when you go to Newtown, because it's going to be the same artist, the same crowd. Even if you miss Saturday, if you go to Mzumklop on Saturday, there's still going to be the same kind of setup. If you go somewhere on Sunday, same thing, you know. Hence I was saying, it seems like, you know, we are doing things in cycles. But as fans, I mean, how do we grow this cycle? How do we bring in new people into the scene?
No, but your question is directly proportional to the fans. It should be focused on the promoters and on the artists and on the DJs.
Yeah.
Because we as fans, we lead what the DJ is playing.
Mm.
Have you ever had a DJ play 100% local set?
Well, I know. I think Gans is trying to do that lately.
Yeah. Remember, we get exposed and we get.
What? I didn't get the question.
DJs as how DJs.
Oh, sorry.
If you keep on introducing us to Alkaline, to Mavado, to Vibes Cartel, to Busy Signal, we get a
Capleton.
I understand.
Yes.
But if you introduce Momo Dread, if you introduce whoever
Botanist,
who's that guy? Bonpipe or Bot?
One pot.
Yeah. You understand? If you play those guys repetitively, we get accustomed to those guys. We get them to grow in us.
Yeah.
And what we as fans we start looking for is like, how do we get hold of that music?
Yes. Okay.
Now, if you play Mavado, call me $1 Million Man. I'm gonna look for $1 Million Man.
Yes.
Because that song rocked me at a session.
Yes. No, I feel you. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that these artists, they need to make their music available. If they want online, then they need to make sure that they've got a well set up online shop where DJs can buy their music.
No.
But now what I picked up is that their music, it goes out based on who are you.
Okay. Yes. No. I think you've said what I said. But before I get to know Zippo, just on what you raised, you know, as a reggae fan, there are artists that I discovered myself. I was not helped by DJ or radio. You know, like back in the days, like in the late 90s, you know, early 2000. You know, when some of us started to feel reggae, you know, after hearing maybe Sean Paul or Shaggy, you know, you start saying, okay, but I need to hear more of this. And you start digging, say, okay, then we find Beanie Man, let's say we find Elephant Man. And you start, you know, getting deeper, you know, meeting Abu Buju Bantan and all those people. So I think also as fans, you know, it's up to us, you know, after you hear Momo Dread, you must say, okay, who's this guy, Momo Dread? But it's on you as well as a fan, you know, to start going and digging deep, trying to get the whole catalog of Momo Dread, trying to find other artists like our Jeremiah artists who might be on the, you know, on the same sort of par that Momo Dread. Are we doing that, or are we just, you know, folding our arms saying these artists or these selectors, they need to bring music to us? Let me go to Nozip. I'm not sure if you want to add on that.
No.
I got my view.
Yeah, no, me, I consume. I've got the Zulu Muffin album.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yes, you can go on.
Yeah, I'm saying I consume the arts. I download the albums if they are available. and I buy the albums. Like Bongo Riots was going through the hall with Power Tainment and Jay when he's in the station, going around with his CDs because that we can buy it. Because we don't want to say, Rasta WhatsApp. Doesn't make sense. I want something that I can see, able to know, no, this is value for money. This is a piece of art. This is a CD that I'm going to search and play. So online visibility is very important, and I think as fans, it's the best we can do is to support and buy and stream and buy the album if you see. So me, I support.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ash, can you say your piece now? Ash, I think you are getting sabotaged to another side.
But
sabotage.
But
fire bird.
In my darkness. One thing, I just promoters and marketing and everything. Have you guys can you
hear me? Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on. Okay, I think there's something wrong. Okay.
Sabotage.
Yeah, no, sabotage.
Okay, I was saying and what. Yeah. Have you guys actually said because of
Okay, I think her network is a bit maybe get on top of the house or something, maybe get a better spot. Okay, she'll be back. Okay, okay. The reason why I was raising that question is that in Amapiano, there's this thing that the artist or the creators of a particular song, they don't actually do the groundwork. It's actually the fans. I'll make an example of this new song, John Gate. Those guys, they made a song like early in the year and they just threw it there. Like they never did anything, but it took a bunch of guys who were at the garage, I think, they were dancing to that song. They even created a song for, a dance move for that song. And that thing went on social media and some girls, I think in Pretoria, they saw that video. They also did their dance, 5 of them. And today that song is a hit. And then the artists, they never did anything. They never spent a cent on marketing the song. It was basically the fans who took the song and then put it on a national stage. Those guys are not getting booked left, right, and center because of the fans, what the fans did for them. As reggae fans, why can't we do that? Why can't we say, okay, this song of Bongo Riot, this is a fire song. I'll put it upon myself to take this song, make it trend on Twitter, make it trend Instagram, put it on my Facebook status, on my WhatsApp status, so that everyone in my circle can get used to this song. Maybe someone will hear it and then take it somewhere. He has a huge following, and then that song, before we know it, it's a national anthem. Why can't we do that? Yes, music.
So it's like you comparing apples with lemons.
No, I'm just putting
accessibility.
Yes.
Accessibility. If you look at the dancehall fans or the reggae fans, you can just go around. Ask out of 10 people, how many have Bongo Riot music? How many know how to get access to Bongo Riot music? How many have Jeremiah Fire Isis music? How many have Banbot music? Which rhythms are produced and who produced them? Who are the artists in the rhythms? A typical example, me and you, if a rhythm gets produced, we know almost each and every artist.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we know their alias name and their biological name, ID name.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. But now, you take that, then we move into local reggae and dancehall. Accessibility is an issue.
Yes. Okay.
See, it's like when you at your job, you've got what you call your housekeeping, the basics that you need to do on daily basis. So as an artist, the first thing that comes into mind, you go like, okay, fine, I've got this product, it's a super product. How do I make it accessible for my fans? Do I need them to buy it or do I make it free? And which platform am I gonna use for freebies?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Like
Fagaza.
for argument's sake, I've got few tracks of Momotrad. I've got few tracks of Bandpod. But most of the reggae artists, I don't even have their music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Online visibility.
Yes.
So
The
now,
music
the John
was
Fully Gate
successful.
story, when they realized that track is growing, they made it available on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I hear
simple.
you. Noisy Paul, you wanna add on that?
No, music is right. We spoke about it. Accessibility and availability of the
Yeah.
music.
But what about
Being
the
visible online.
okay. Ash, can you try to say something now? Ash. Okay, Ash is still frozen. Because I was gonna counter that argument, you know, accessibility. So, but there are artists,
Yeah.
you know, like Maximum Stars, we know they're trying their best to make their music available. I mean, you go to Spotify, they are there. Apple Music, you know, Google Music,
Yeah.
they are there. So the music is there, or so why those that are available? I mean, for me, I feel like, you know, as local dancehall reggae fans, we are not putting much effort to push those guys, you know. As far as streaming numbers is concerned.
Easy.
I think you
Too
can
much
hear me now,
pressure on
right?
yourself, Shata.
No. The
Putting
primary
pressure on yourself, Shata.
DJs. Your primary drivers are the DJs. Your primary drivers are the DJs. You can put your music out there. If it, people are not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You can put your music out there, but if the dancehall DJs and reggae DJs, they don't play that music, like I said, it will not grow in us.
Okay.
Yeah, they can put it out there. They can make it free downloads. I'll download it, then I'll listen it in my own private space. But if I don't get it in a dancehall session or in a reggae session, it's not gonna grow in me.
But
if you bring Vibes Cartel, I'll listen to Vibes Cartel.
Yes.
Gaza.
You're like, okay. Vibes Cartel is the way to go.
Yes.
But then why don't you play Bandpod? Why don't you get Bandpod to freestyle? Why don't you play a rhythm? Then you book him to do a freestyle on the rhythm, to do like a live performance on the rhythm. Those are the memories that plant the music in our head.
Okay.
DJs, yeah, music, you're right. DJs play a very vital role in this.
I hope the selectors are also watching and, you know, taking notes, because at the end of the day, you know, selectors, whether it's in reggae, whether it's in hip hop or house music, they are the ones actually who promotes most, you know, as far as music is concerned.
Yes.
Okay. Because, you know, because my next point was that, you know, our artists are starving. You know, we know most of, or I'll say all of our reggae artists, they can't make a living out of this reggae thing. And then when you talk to them, they always say, but you fans, you are not buying our product. You know what I mean? We have CDs, but, you know, I still have the 100 CDs in my house that I released 3 years ago. No one is buying them, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we are the consumers. We're supposed to buy that. Because if AKA releases a song or releases a CD, within a week we'll hear AKA sold 10,000 copies. And you listen to the song, that song is whack, you know. But in reggae, you know, some guys, you know, they release, you know, below average music, but most of the guys at the moment, like I've said, they've upped the ante, you know, they've improved their product. So I feel as dancehall fans, as reggae fans, it's time that, you know, we put our money where our fun is, you know what I mean? Because my next issue, you know, away from the artist to the event, because even promoters are crying that, you know, as reggae fans, as dancehall fans, we are not willing to pay. You know, we go to an event, you want the discount at the door. You know, someone is bringing Capleton into the country, you want to be on the guest list. You know, you want to get in for free. So it seems like, you know, there's this thing. I'm not sure if it's a culture thing or we just reading Swana. So I mean, how do we improve with that? I mean, why if Honali show yanto house music, I'm a piano, I don't mind taking 250 and pay. But if DJ Fanta or Bobotika says, guys, I'm having a show, 50 rand at the door, we say, Fanta, 50 rand, how about the 30 rand? I mean, why can't we spend on the product that we claim we love?
Because if we spend, on the Friday, 50 Rand to come to Fanta's show, and we see this performer and this performer performing there. On Sunday, showcase, so it was someone, the same person at the same cocket as someone got the manje, it dancing for free. So why are we going to pay? Why are we going to pay if they let someone on the moon? No, we must, we pay for something that's worth it. I would say it's stingy, but it needs to be worth it.
Okay, I see. So you want the exclusivity. In other words, I think you muted yourself there, Nozipo.
I'm good now.
I was saying. So what you are asking for is that exclusivity. If there's a show, maybe I got Momo Dread on Friday. You don't want Momo Dread to do another free show, maybe for the next 3 or 4 weeks, before he does another paid show.
I mean, if you're an artist and you treat yourself like a brand, you need to be exclusive, right?
Okay.
To ensure that you gain the people's attention and you gain their focus. So you can't just be easily available and just showcasing your art. Because we will be able to pay. If you're saying you're going to do a night with yourself as an artist, your pay will come and support you. I would see so Crocker one day, but then on the next day, so Bono perform Mahala with the same material. No,
I hear you and appreciate that. But as I was at the beginning, I was raising this 10 culture that I'm a fan Zaga Casp, I'm a fan Zaga AKA. Not that I'm promoting them, I know I've said their names like 100 times. But they have a loyal fan base that, it doesn't matter whether they perform Monday to Friday. But that guy will say, I rather, starve, my kids rather go hungry. But Koshoya AKA Hona, I'm going there and I'm gonna pay. If he wants 1,000 at the gate, I'm going to pay for it because I love AKA and I'm a fan of AKA. So, I mean, what's stopping us, as I was asking, why can't we say, okay, Momo Dread, Mfanaga, I don't care how much you charge at the gate, I'm gonna pay to see you. You know what I mean? Yes.
Let me give my 5 cent input. Né? You can be a flipping good artist, like I said.
Yeah.
But you have a good PR and a good marketing people behind your back. It's of no use.
Okay.
That's a fact. Remember, marketing 101, you need to tap into the mind of your consumers. Reggae artists, they don't do that. They drop a song, then they perform it. There's no marketing on it.
Yep. True.
They don't do interaction with customers. They don't do interaction with consumers. Come to think of it, I sometimes ask myself, before they do tracks, do they know what's going in the mind of the consumers? Or they just, this is a hit?
No, I agree with that. Actually, before I go to Ash, the point that you're raising, there's this culture, in music, but I don't see it a lot in reggae. They call them the listening party. Before an artist releases a CD or an album, he calls like exclusively the fans, the media, and say, "Come, guys, I'm about to release a CD next month. Can you come and listen to it? And then give me your feedback. If you say this is work, then I can push it back. If you say this is hit, then I can take it to the street." I don't see that happening in reggae, where loyal fans. And then the media, I know we don't have a lot of media covering reggae and dancehall, but where they can call the media and say, come and cover this listening party so that we can have this hype before the song or the album is released. So I agree with you, Musicasha, that artists or whoever's behind them, the managers of artists, they need to start looking at appreciating the fans.
Can I ask a question out of respect? Do they even have managers? Do they even have PR? Do they even have marketing companies? Some I know they do, but does it apply to all of them?
I think most are moving towards that direction. I won't say they do have, because I know some they have, some they don't have, and then some who have managers. You would think that this guy doesn't have a manager because of how I feel they've been treated and stuff. So
but another thing that we need to take into consideration is what we raised initially. the ego thing. Being an artist doesn't mean that you're there and we're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you interact with clients is very important.
I agree, Ms.
In the sense that we're still growing the reggae industry. One understand?
Mm.
So if you tell me that in the hip hop industry, if you arrogant and all that, we do see quite a lot. But our dancehall reggae scene in South Africa is very small.
Yeah.
So for them to get the buying of the customers, it's always important that when they attend all these sessions, when they attend all these dancehall gigs, they must interact with the clients.
Mm.
It doesn't help me that I get your music, but when I meet you at a gig and I greet you, then you ignore me like as if I'm nothing. But you expect me to play your music.
Consumer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I agree.
You know what, bro? If you do that, trust me, I take it off the set.
Yeah.
Simple.
No, I know people personally who are South African reggae artists who believe that they're an artist and who are very talented but have zero people skills. But abakwazi who interact na abantu, they seem to have the sense of entitlement, as you were speaking about earlier. You know, they own this space, but how am I as a consumer then going to be able to buy your art if you're not even going to interact with me on a one-on-one basis as a person? Yeah. And social skills. Sorry, Shata. As you were saying, that people are skilled in various areas. There are people who can be able to train artists on how to behave in a public setting so that they are able to get a buy-in from the most important person who's responsible for their pockets, and that's us, the consumer.
Yeah. I agree. You know, on that point that you are raising, you know, there are artists who feel, with this sense, or in reggae or dancehall circles, we are all friends, you know, and the problem with that is that if we are all friends, so if music culture, you know, I'm a friend and then you're having a show, I'll expect to get in there for free. If maybe say botanist, yeah, I know botanist is my friend. If botanist does something, I expect freebies from botanists. So maybe that's one of the things that maybe some artists and selectors, they want to say, okay, I need to separate myself from the people so that, but what I want to, you know, because I want to do something, a show, 80% of people who come to the show are my friends, and then they want to get in for free. So I don't get it.
You see, you raised a very valid point, right? As an artist, those are the things that you shouldn't even be entertaining them. That portion should be with your marketing and your PR. If it's not for you, it's like you don't get involved. You just wait for, okay, fine, this is confirmed, you're performing at 8 o'clock. See that?
Yeah.
But I've picked up in our reggae industry, you'll see the WhatsApp, hey, brah, I'm fageda. Hey, brah, ke vale me really stock or for.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing, you know. And then at the end of the day, that thing is how the promoter, because we are crying now, expense that, I mean, the last time we had an international artist was, I don't know, Capleton or
Chronics.
Yeah, it was Chronics. You know, we are starving for international artists, but at the same time,
5 years ago.
at the same time, we don't want to pay, you know, for the product. You know, if we can't pay 50 rand at Rebella Sunday, you know, in Newtown, are we ready to pay 500 rand to see Busy Signal live in Newtown? You see what I mean? So I think as fans, you know, it's about time that, you know, let's put that artisanal ego, that promoter ipona. Let's just say, okay, we're doing this for reggae. I know I hate Soli as a promoter, but at the same time, I'm a reggae fan and I want reggae to grow. So at least it's not bigger than reggae.
But can we say it's a historical thing and it's not going to change overnight?
I agree, it's not going to change, but you know,
it's something that, when you look at it, it's a historical thing. It's not something that started now.
No.
Yes.
The gatekeepers created this type of culture. It's going to be easy to move away from it. And unfortunately, what I've picked up is that even the new people that are joining the reggae scene, they get in and they adapt. It's like everything is fine. They don't see any issue with that.
Yeah. No,
I've had inboxes of, I don't want to mention names, people asking me for slot. But then when I say, okay, cool, bro, my show is fully booked. Then come tomorrow morning, they talk bad about you on Facebook. It's like, yeah, no, this guy. Yeah. So a lot of things is that it needs to change from here. We can talk about it, but you've got those established gatekeepers.
Name them. Name them.
No naming.
Let me. I still wanna leave.
Yeah.
I don't wanna disappear. They know themselves.
I'm gonna drop a name. I'm gonna drop names. No, but I understand what you're saying. Like there are gatekeepers. There are people that are just controlling the red tape. And the thing is, like, there is space for everybody to occupy. And the new people coming in, I also don't understand why Nabo. They are so quick to adapt and, just accept things as they are. We don't want to change the narrative. We don't want to be some game changers, So hence why I'm a very big supporter, but, I'm supporting in silence. Like, I don't think, having a voice because of the certain gatekeepers, there's no use for us to say anything. Just rather just consume the music, enjoy the art, because wow, gatekeepers.
Yes. So this gatekeeping thing, what would you say it's gatekeeping? Like an example, like someone maybe outside the reggae who's watching, and then we hear say they are gatekeepers. I mean, what is this gatekeeping?
Let me give you an example, right? Like in hip, you've got pop bottles, and we know pop bottles.
Yeah.
We've got Mafton Heights. You know who runs Mafton Heights. Then you've got the Joburg Day for Hefel. Do you know who runs that one?
Yes, Back to the City.
Then you've got Back to the City. We know who runs Back to the City. So those are the keepers. So between those people that I've mentioned, if I get a key, let's say for Back to the City, and I'm not in good terms with one of the pop bottle guys, that guy can call someone and say, no, remove that guy from the gig. Those are the gatekeepers. People that have controlling power. People that can make.
Yes.
They are the gatekeepers.
No, I hear
it's
you.
Like, and then you know them. They do events. You know them.
Yeah.
They say we want 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want 5, 6.
Yes.
It's done and dusted.
Okay.
Because I cannot compromise my relationship with a gatekeeper at an expense of a nobody.
Okay. No, I agree. No, Zipo, what do you understand by gatekeeping?
Gatekeeper, I guess, is somebody who obvious who gates for other people to access the market. So it's somebody who has an influence, who's a great influence, and usually in a negative way. So if you come in Shota and you say, you know what, man, selector, I want to do a gig every Friday, every Friday Reggae dance for say pusher. There'll be a gatekeeper who say, "Ha, Shota, oh, chelo to iba uban here." But yeah, boy, first lions are coming down. Yeah, no John. Baby, I want to have a negative connotation to your events that people won't come. Those are gatekeepers, people who think they have the say and an influence. They do. They should be using it for the better, but they don't.
Yeah.
The gatekeepers mistake, the biggest piece of the meat,
No, I hear you. Ash, I asked Ash to join me for video. Can you say something? Okay, Ash, I think sabotage. Because, I think that there's this thing of gatekeeping from my understanding or how I view gatekeeping. There are people who believe that, they own the reggae scene or the dancehall scene. They'll tell you, since you push this thing, since 1990, before you guys were even born, you guys were dancing to Kwaito, we were pushing this reggae thing. Now you want to come in and, you think you can run things without us. I see a lot of that where there are people who believe that whatever happens within the dancehall scene, it has to go through them. If their names are not on the poster or if they are somehow not involved in that event, then that event must not go on or that event must be sabotaged. And there's this thing of sabotage. It's not something that people do. It's not mine. Exactly. It's not something that I say people just imagine it or just fantasizing about it. I've seen it happen, like back in the OST days we know like what was happening behind it, and there were people who were against that unity that was happening, you know, at OST, at RJs. And
Can you
as soon as
mention them?
the RJ
Can you
thing,
mention them?
I don't know, I can't imagine you know them, but you know, but as soon as that RJ, you know, that era ended, you know, things started to go south. You know, like people started to have squabbles. People started to you know to fight each other, and then the unity died. You know, because people started to feel like, you know, this Friday dance hall thing is like it's going far now, you know, and then we are not involved. These people are not inviting us, you know, they are not consulting us. So for me, that's gatekeeping, and you know, is not taking us anywhere. So I'm not sure as fans, you know, if we can speak as fans, like how do you think gatekeeping? Like I've said, you know, for me as a fan, I feel gatekeeping, you know, OST, the Dancehall Fridays were the best things I think that ever happened to dancehall in Joburg. So for that gatekeeping to happen at that moment, and then we are here today, whereby you know we just have memories of dancehall back in the days, you know. So I'm not sure you guys like.
Remember, gatekeeping
Mm,
comes with power. It means that for you to end up being called a gatekeeper, you've acquired a large following. So whether we think it or not, they do have a massive influence
mm,
when it comes to the outcome of certain gigs or certain individuals or the success of certain promoters.
yeah.
So the question is like, how do we change our mindset? How do we get them to buy into the idea that whether you're a newbie, whether you've been in the game far too long, at the end of the day, what we're working towards is to making sure that the movement, the reggae and the dancehall scene is growing.
Yes.
That's what we need to be focusing on.
Mm.
But I've had interaction with most of them, and the common thing that tends to come out is like so and so. It's like there's a blame game.
Yes, true.
There's a blame game. It's like, no, so and so I played at this gig, he didn't pay me, but he paid this person.
Mm. Yeah, true that. Yeah.
So in summary, another thing that I've picked up is that most of individuals in the reggae scene, be it DJs, be it promoters, artists, they hold grudges. They can't let go. Something that happened in
2010.
yeah, 2010. And now we're sitting in 2020, but they don't let go.
Yes.
I mean, you do see their Facebook posts, like, yeah, no. So, and easy, one thing, whether we like it or not, dancehall is becoming commercial.
Mm.
No one owns dancehall. No one owns reggae.
Yes.
Choose to be a rasta and live the lifestyle, but it doesn't mean that you own the music factor.
True, yeah.
So, and that's one thing that, to an extent, there's confusion there. Most people that are Rastafari, I mean, out of respect, that they've got that sense of entitlement that if you are not a Rasta and you play music, it's more like respecting them. But reggae is a genre. When you look at Gentleman, when you look at people like Coolie Bats, those guys, they're not Rastafaris.
Exactly. And they're not African. They don't have African roots.
Yes, but they're flipping good in music. And how many sites and how many online sites you can buy reggae music and dancehall from? It's unlike before, where you know that if you wanted to have a certain rhythm, you must go to your view. Gone are those days. All you do is internet. You can get reggae dancehall anywhere, anytime. Whether I choose to play it as a DJ, whether I used to record it as a recording artist, it shouldn't be anyone's problem. If I'm delivering a good product, I'm expecting to be embraced for delivering a good product.
No, I hear what you mean. So I'm not sure if you want to add anything, Noisy, because that issue that you raised about reggae and Rastafarism, you know, that there are certain sect, you know, of Amaras that they feel what I'm a ball heads who come into the scene, you know, they are trying to steal. You know what I mean? They're trying to steal. You know, we are just culture vouchers who want to steal a culture yabo and then commercialize it. You know, because my next question was going to be about a language. You would say, do we as fans actually give them about sorry to use that word, but about a language that artists, you know, they sing, we're using? I mean, is it? Do you see it as a barrier? Because I know, you know, back in the Lucky Dube days, Lucky Dube, you know, is a reggae artist, but he was singing in proper pure English, and then that was one of the one of the issues. I think that pushed Lucky Dube to be where he was, you know, back in the 90s, you know, early 2000, because everyone could relate to him. But I'm an artist, so I know things have changed over the last two years. That, you know, artists are not starting to sing in isiZulu, in isiSotho, you know, and then that's
which is what we do.
yes, you know, I feel like yes, it's like 10 years too late, but it's never too late. So do you, as a fan, you know, when you're listening to a song, that's the language that the artist uses, is it important, or you just want the rhythm?
Very important. It's extremely important. Obviously, the rhythm as well is also important, but language is very important. And I've noticed that there's a particular artist that Musical mentioned. He is a good artist, but he doesn't sing a lot of vernac, which to me he just sounds like a Jamaican. Because I mean, in Zimbabwe, bayacula dancehall, but they bayacula ngeshona, dancehall yaseZimbabwe. Nala mina ngabe nathi la. Same way, in our own vernacular language, to show that we are also owning a stake of dancehall. Because if I were to make somebody listen to some of our South African artists who sing, is patois in English as a Jamaica that is actually, you know, from slave time. Patois is not even ours, but you know, I've seen that a lot of local artists still want to indulge in patois in 2020. It doesn't make sense. How can we be embracing our Africanism? How can we be embracing the fact that this is how I can spit on a dancehall rhythm? This is how I would do it differently. Not also you're going to sound like Assassin, you're going to sound like Conscious, you're going to sound like another Jamaican artist, where you can just sound like yourself and be a South African dancer. Yeah, so language is very important to me. I don't know about you.
Yes, I agree, because, you know, identity is very important, especially in the music sector. Because I don't want to listen to an artist and then it takes me like 2 minutes into the song to say, this is a South African guy, you know, because you're thinking, is this guy Jamaican? Is it? I think that's basic now. No, man, it's chronics, you know. Yes, music.
This thing is simple, bro. That song was a hit. So why can't we identify our own reggae culture? Hence, I've got a problem with South African artists that want to sound Jamaican.
Yes.
That I've got a problem with. Because firstly, we cannot connect. Kind of dancehall fans, they connect to the rhythm more than the lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah. 90% of people that go to all these dancehall sessions. The 10% is hardcore reggae and dancehall artists. They actually listen to the message.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
So if you get local artists where we can relate on our own vernacular languages, be it Zulu, Tswana, Shangaan, Venda. Like Nosipo said, why the Zimbabweans, they making it big and they're singing in Shona? It's simple. I mean, I'm sure you've been to a dancehall session where a guy from Zim, they can play like 100% Zim dancehall.
Yeah.
The whole night.
Yeah. And speaking of Zim, actually, I was hoping one of the Zim fans, Munya, will be with us here, because there's a trend that I've noticed that, you know, the Zim dancehall fans, it seems like they're 100% behind their artist, you know what I mean? To a point whereby if we're having a show, we know that, you know, in Newtown, for example, there's a lot of Zim people around, the Zim community around. We know the Zimbabweans, they love dancehall. But if the South African promoter does a show in Newtown or maybe in downtown in the CBD, we don't see those Zim people coming to the shows. And then the interaction that I had, I think I've asked a couple of Zim guys, like, why are your people not coming to the South African dancehall shows? And they say, no, it's a matter of the promoters, South African promoters, they don't include Zimbabwean artists or selectors on their show. That's why as Zimbabweans, we feel like, you know, we can't just go there and then support people that we don't know. And I was very like impressed, like these people, it means like, you know, their loyalty, you know, is out of this world. But I wanted to ask, you know, we raised this question of I'm a gatekeeping, and especially in reggae, not dancehall per se, in reggae, whereby, you know, Amara stuff is say, you know, this is our music, and we don't want other people to come in and catch our vouchers and steal our car. How do we find a common ground? Do you think there's a way that, you know, we can find a common ground? They say, no, look, Rasta, we are not here to steal your music. We're not here to try to fit in. We are here because we love the music. We are here because this music has to grow. Is there a common ground that we need to find?
Okay. Do you want my honest opinion on that?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, after that, I know people can come.
There's too many fake Rastas. That's the first problem.
Okay.
90% of people that have an issue with DJ playing reggae music, they're not hardcore Rastas. They're not.
Yes. No. I agree. No, I don't want us to go on take mode. I just want to know, like, can we find like a common ground without taking the other side?
But remember, easy to get a common ground, you identify the root cause. Hence, I'm saying if you sit with elderly Rasta people, they don't have an issue with selectors playing reggae music. They don't. I go to Rasta house there in Alex. Those guys park my car there and I play reggae music. I sit with them. And they actually embrace the fact that I'm playing reggae music. But out of the blue, you'll find a Rasta wannabe. You know, like Rasta wannabe. Yeah, no, all these DJs, they think they're Rastas. All I'm saying is that if you've got an issue with it, there's better ways and there's better channels to address this. Because remember, the power of social media, once you write that on social media, what it creates is uncertainty amongst the reggae community itself. Yeah. So as to whether we can reach a common ground, that's going to take some time. And how do we do it? By education and by interactions. And I don't see it happening. We need to find a way where we can have Rasta people and reggae lovers interacting.
We need an Indaba. That's basically what
it doesn't have to be like on a music level. You know, like that week where you've got Rasta people, you've got reggae lovers interacting, where they exchange, where they converse and they exchange ideas.
No, I hear you.
Because what I picked up is that to them it came as a shock, and I don't blame them. Because at the end of the day, I mean, even myself, growing up, reggae was associated with Rasta people from day one. Growing up, that's what I've always known, that reggae is Rastafari. Now you've got a guy like me wearing a Paris t-shirt, I rock up there, I play Sizzla Kalonji. I don't know whether he's Bobo Shanti or whatever any other religion or
Doesn't
Rasta
matter.
he's following.
Yes. Okay, I hear you.
I just know the music.
Yeah. Okay.
So we need like sort of an Indaba where you've got Rastas and reggae lovers.
Okay. Now, I hope the event organizers are listening, and then they'll create such a platform for us to interact. Nozipo, do you want to add on that, on the common ground thing? I see time is not on our side.
Not, but I think when we get to an event and we see there are Rastas, there's us, there's everybody there, we're all there for one common purpose, and that's for the music. So music is actually the common ground. Yes. I think, you know, if there's better teachings in the music and there's better messages, positive messages in the music, we can learn to accept one another. The Rastas were all about him until he just released this trust video, you know, that got everybody shocked the way, you know. So, but the thing is, he's still a talented artist, and we still love Buju. And there's also like people. So I think the common ground is the music, and that's where we can do it. We're not stealing anybody's culture. First and foremost, it's not even our culture. It's from Jamaica, so we have no right to even have a say over this. But what we can do is consume the music and love the music, and that is, I think, where we can find the common ground.
Okay. No. I hear you. It's a valid point that you're raising, and I hope we can have that, you know, session whereby, you know, I'm a Rasta who believe that, you know, some people are coming into the industry or scene to steal the music or to take over, you know, holy music. You know, we can find a common ground. So as a parting shot, you know, I want to find out from you guys if you have anything you know, that you believe that needs to change in order for reggae to grow in South Africa? Do you feel like, no, man, if I'm looking at this thing, if this thing can be changed or can be done this particular way, then reggae can go far? Because for me, there's an issue that I wanted to say was this thing of, you know, I'm a friendship. I always raise this whenever I speak on reggae, is that I feel like, you know, we're taking each other as we are friends. We're too friendly with each other, and that thing I believe is the one thing that sabotages us. Whereby if we artist, we will say, "Mina ki music catch, I'm an artist. Shota Z is my friend, so Shota Z will be my manager." But Shota Z doesn't have experience in managing. You know, Shota Z doesn't have experience in running a show. I'm a promoter, maybe a Shota Z. I say, okay, I'm having this show. I know I don't have financial background. I know I have no project management background. I just love reggae. I'm a selector, but I want to I host a show, and I end up making losses in that show, not because the show was bad, but because I didn't put the right skills or I didn't have the right people around me that would have made my product, you know, to be a success. So hence I'm saying, you know, this friendship thing, that we do things as if we are friends, we do each other favors, you know, is what's killing us most of the time, because we are not being honest with each other. Even if my friend Nozipo releases a song, I can hear, Nozipo, this is bad, man, on my own. But I won't tell Nozipo, Nozipo, this song, just keep it in your shower, you know. I just say, fire, Nozipo, you know. And that thing, and then exactly, and then, you know, Nozipo put out that song, it doesn't do the numbers, people don't buy it, and Nozipo say, but you people are not supporting me, I'm starving as Nozipo, the reggae artist. But, you know, so for me, that's I think you need to change this friendship thing, that, you know, we are not being honest with each other. We are using our friends, you know, to do things that they are not familiar with, you know, is what's taking us back.
So if I can add on that, Z, like, this is what I've always said, and this is what I've told most of the dancehall artists, reggae artists, and DJs, that whether we like it or not, the industry has changed. It's a commercial scene. And to make money, you need to put in money. If you're hosting a show, to make sure that your show is a success, you have to promote, you have to market your show. You uploading a flyer on Facebook and sending it via WhatsApp and taking like 50 people, that's a common marketing strategy. Why aren't you hitting things like your radio stations? Why aren't you hitting billboards? Why on your YouTube adverts you're not there?
But there's no money, that's the thing.
So how do they make money then?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no money, or it's a perception that there's no money, or we've got evidence that there's no money, or people don't want to money.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's mostly present, but we know, like, I'm an artist, I'm a promoter, so they're not making anything from the gate takings, you know. And we know the sponsors are not coming.
Evidence. No, do you have substantial evidence? Or it's a perception and the conversation you had with them and you believe that?
I've been a doorman at certain shows whereby, like, from the 50 people that got in, I'd say 50% they didn't pay.
They didn't pay.
So is that
based on what the friendship thing?
Exactly.
Because I know Shota Z is my friend.
Exactly. And then
so you see, it boils down to my statement. It's a commercial industry. We need to shy away from this thing of doing freebies, bro.
Yeah.
If I host a show, Shota Z, you must pay. If you don't get upset with me, F. I'm a business.
Yes. I agree on that. I agree on that. We need to start paying.
I can be friends with Tilly, who's managing Caspania Vest, but when Caspania Vest is doing Fill Up Orlando, I'm going to buy a ticket.
Exactly.
So why, when you host a show, because you Shota, I can't buy a ticket? Do you know how you create a circulation of success, right? A cycle of success. You make sure that money is here. It revolves around the industry, but we're not doing it.
I know. I agree on that, because
last thing to the artists, they must know how to market. They need to know their target market. Don't because a song is sounding as a hit in the studio, it makes it
in the streets.
on the next person's ear.
Yeah.
They need to have listening sessions where they interact with their clients, their customers, the consumers.
Yeah, I agree with you. Honesty is what will take us forward. Nozipo, your parting shot.
Well, I think that there should be more females running within the industry, because women run things. When there's women, there's people. We're not being given a voice, hence why it's a good background. Because we have ways in which we can, invite other friends to come and feel comfortable within the reggae dancehall scene. So I'm liking the fact that there's a lot more women artists that are coming out, because it takes a lot for anybody to stand on stage, but it takes twice as more for a woman to be completely secure in herself and DJ and dance and sing and show off and showcase her talents. So I'm all about supporting really the females within this small industry. So so I feel that if there's more women running things, if there's more women voices that are being heard, things will surely go well.
Yes.
Those are my parting ones.
Yes, I agree on that. I mean, I think in the last 20 years, I think we had a same, female selectors or women selectors in the industry, whereas there's been a whole heap of men who've joined in as selectors in the industry, which I agree is a worrying factor. And then we wonder why in some of the gigs there are more men than women at the gigs, But
just fire woman.
Yes, so I think you are right. To start there, I think we need to have that balance, alpha omega balance within. We need artists as well as selectors. Guys, I think we've run out of time. We've went over time, so I just want to say big ups to yourself. Thank you for joining me in this session. To have your say, and I really appreciate it. And for those who are watching, just remember that this is the second week of the Reggaelockdown sessions. Last week we had a musical session which had DJ Pepe, Rain Africa, Skeleton Blazer, and Barabara. The following 2 weeks we're going to have different sects, different elements of reggae, because today was about reasoning, last week was music. So stay tuned to People of the Sun Facebook page on what we have in store for next week. From myself, Shata Z, Musikasha, Nozipo, the Gaza Girl, we say salute.
Sharp.
Sure.
Bye, Musica. Nice to meet you.